どんな時も感じてほしいのこの想いを折れない翼
Yeah, hang on, just give me a second. Oh, sorry, just playing some Wolfenstein 2 here. So I'm not sure if I'm approaching, if not already past, societal norm or threshold for playing a game like Tokyo Mirage Sessions FE Encore.
You're getting too old for this shit.
Anyway, all I can say is thank God for release date delivery for helping me avoid any self-imposed shame I would have endured picking this game up in person. That is not to say that you should, and you absolutely shouldn't. I'm just acknowledging my own insecurities. In my defense though, I did pick this game up when it was originally released on the Wii U a little over 3 years ago. Back then I was a somewhat spring chicken, however it ended up getting lost in the backlog shuffle. Well, Atlus and Nintendo have given this game another shot, or encore if you will, for gamers who missed this out on the Wii U. The game's story essentially boils down to chirpy, happy-go-lucky teen J-pop idols leading the fight against monsters called Mirages that have attacked Tokyo. And while there's certainly a lot more to unwrap around that concept, I'll leave that to you to avoid any spoilers. As a Persona fan, I will say that Encore mimics Persona in a lot of ways. When you're not ferociously battling these monstrous mirages, you'll be living out your light-hearted J-pop lifestyle. Your personas are now replaced with performers, nicely done there, who are made up of the Fire Emblem roster. Also, they've turned Igor into a little elf called Tiki, and fusions are now called Unities. Unity! Fire Emblem fans looking for a more highly intricate mesh will be sorely disappointed, as this game favours more on the SMT side of the house. Now, it sounds like I'm being harsh, but I certainly don't mean to. This game borrows heavily from Persona, and that's a good thing for me and Persona fans alike. As I mentioned earlier, the duality of balancing your teen life and adult responsibilities to save Tokyo are here much like a Persona game. One nice difference is that now there'll be no time-restrictive calendar, and you're free to go about your leisure. This is a double-edged sword though. On one hand, it's nice not to have that restriction, but on the other hand, you lose a sense of urgency and the intriguing what-if opportunity cost that Persona has. If I'm being honest, I like that the calendar is gone. Time constraints aren't my forte. Unfortunately though, the lifestyle gameplay doesn't exude the same variety and depth that Persona has, but overall it does become a nice complement to the dungeoning/combat aspect of the game. Since this is a heavily infused J-pop game, we've got to talk about the music. While it doesn't really do much for me, I have no qualms about it. The song is of high production value, and it is important to note that there isn't an English dub. While the music never bothered me, it hardly converted me over either. I can honestly say I wasn't secretly playing it in the car, with the volume low and the windows up. If you can't stand J-pop, then you aren't likely considering this game at all. However, if you are that exception that absolutely hates this type of music, and are oddly intrigued by this game, then feel free to hit that mute button and turn up your own tunes. What I will say is that overall I'm certainly not here for the plot or music. The plot feels Persona light and lacks any compelling nature for me. I could also give or take the J-pop infusion with no repercussions. So why am I playing this game? Yes, I have a mild interest in anime, and check, I am a huge Persona fan for which this game lightly resembles. But the real reason is that this game is pure fun. It doesn't take itself too seriously, and it's self-aware of its own ridiculousness. However, above all, the main reason here is that the combat is a blast. Battles are turn-based, as all gentlemen and women adhere to. You'll also be exploiting weaknesses Persona style with your typical spells and attacks, as well as chaining up combos or sessions. And this is where the game shines. The combat is fun, fast and fluid. Well, fast on the Switch version that is, as you can now skip lengthy battle animations, and load times between encounters are much shorter. Figuring out an enemy's weaknesses and then chaining up session attacks never got old, and truthfully the aforementioned battle animations never got tiring for me. Upon seeing this game in action, you'll instantly know whether this is or isn't for you. If the music turns you off and you aren't really into anime or Japanese pop culture, then you'll know to keep away. However, if you aren't immediately dismissive, then you'll be in store for one of the most fun combat mechanics out there. It's unfortunate that Atlus didn't do much to overhaul the game. There are a couple of minor extras over the Wii U version, but nothing that would make non-diehard fans of the original jump over to the Switch. You can tell that this game was purely released as a second attempt to attract gamers who never bit on the Wii U. There's also another problem with this game, and that's Persona 5. In a world where Persona 5 now exists, it's hard to recommend this over P5. Back when Mirage Sessions originally launched on the Wii U, we didn't know how good Joker and his crew's adventure would be.
Shut up!
If Persona 5 isn't an option, or you need something while you eagerly await Persona 5 Royal, Encore will definitely fill that void. My excuse is certainly the latter. Despite that though, this is an entertaining game with an exciting and deep as you want battle mechanic. Well then, to go back and answer the question, am I too old for this? Yes and no. While I probably don't have the balls to play it handheld in public, especially without headphones, the game is fun and enjoyable to play in the comfort and privacy of my basement.
お願いします。
So with that, I'd like to thank you for watching. Please leave any comments or suggestions. If you've enjoyed this video and the channel so far, consider subscribing, and as always, take care.
Be my voice と送ったって
You're getting too old for this shit.